What's up, guys? Hey, we gonna do some music? No, no, no. I want it quiet. I just want to do a reflection of today. Okay. Anything wrong? No, 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 no. I'm just doing a lot of thinking today. And this is a day. This is a day that I like to just be at peace. Okay. So, what's going on? Well, this is a day of three celebrations. Three? Yeah. And I'll tell you once I do the introduction. Okay, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, hopefully legal, this is another episode of Oh, what the fuck? Or WTF for you conservative types. This is episode number 48. I am your host, DJ Foreverplay. And now I bring my co-host, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the man on the go, too fast to be slow. Uncle Cletus. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. So as I was saying, this is a day of three celebrations. You have the over-commercialized Easter, okay? And you have Jesus Christ Resurrection Day. Okay, yeah. And also 420. Oh, damn, I've almost forgot. Yeah, everybody forgot about 420. But I usually try to, reflect on Easter. Yeah, what about Easter? How when I was a little kid, I used to love Easter. I remember sitting at the kitchen table with my cousin and my mother and all them, my sister, and they had the hard-boiled egg, and they showed me how to dye the eggs and put little decorations on the eggs, and that was fun. And of course, you get Easter baskets with the candy, the little peeps, the candy, the jelly beans. You had the one thing I love the most, the chocolate bunny. Yeah. Yes. And that was my thing. That's what I believe Easter was. The Easter bunny and all that crap, the little animation, claymation animation that used to come on. And I was happy with that. I never knew about the Jesus resurrection or anything like that. No one taught me that because my family wasn't that religious in the household. No. My mother, she had a big Bible, but she don't really partake in it. Or she never tried to teach me anything about the Bible. Yeah, okay. See, I had to learn things on my own and through other people because I became more curious about religion and the practice of religion. And that's why I always became an observer and just going to churches and seeing how people act, the sermon of the preacher or pastor, and how it made me feel. Okay. Yeah. That's why I joined the church I joined back in 99. Oh, really? That late? Yeah, well, the story is my friends at work, my one friend Valerie, she invited me to a friends and family at her church. I said, okay, I'll go. I got dressed up, my shirt, tie, vest, dress pants, shoes and anything like that. And I went. And, It was very friendly. It was a different atmosphere than what I was used to. Yeah, really. Yeah. And I would have swore that the pastor was talking directly to me. Yeah, all right. Yeah. And this robust man, his name was Pastor Brian Ali. And I swore he was talking to me. His sermon was calling me. And this is Friends and Family Day. And so the next Sunday, which was a Mother's Day Monday, a Mother's Day Sunday, um, he asked if anyone wants to join the church. I stood up directly and I joined the church. That was 1999. Yeah, nice, nice. Well, I mean, were you just trying to join the church because, 2000 was coming and you want to get yourself right? In a way, but the sermon was so powerful, it called to me because he was talking all the things I needed to hear. And he was a product from the streets. As he called himself a street preacher. That's why he knows what people are going through. Yeah, that sounds correct. Yeah, so I joined. I got to know him better. I became one of his man of arms. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I went on him several trips. I'm his man at arms, so anything happens. And I met several of his friends, or so-called friends. The guy who owns the mega church in Florida. That's another story. I'm not impressed with money. I'm impressed if you got money and do something with it for good, positivity. I don't care how many cars you got, what kind of airplane you got. We got luxury mansions and all this stuff, jewelry. That does not impress me. Possessions did not impress me. It's what you do with it to help others. Yeah. So we develop a friendship and a relationship, and he just passed this year. Yeah, he passed this year. Complications during surgery, because he was a big guy, so he wanted to lose weight. He got the weight loss thing going on. He was losing weight, but he had certain complications, and he went to the hospital, and he passed after the treatment. Oh, wow, that's sad. Yes, but I talked to him before then, and he told me I should write a book about my experiences. And I said, well, I had to get a ghostwriter or something like that because I can't see to actually, type anything like that. Yeah. So he said, whatever way possible, get your story out. I said, okay. I'm doing it on YouTube with my diary situation, that channel. But that's just telling stories from, exploitive topics of my past. Now you can't tell everything. Yeah, I know. But that's one of the reasons why I'm real judgmental about certain churches. Because I've been to churches where, you go to these big churches and, the pastor is always, praising his family and all his accomplishments and all this and that and anything like that. But don't get to the sermon. And then the sermon be all lukewarm. You don't feel nothing. I want to go to a sermon where the pastor is just talking inadvertently to you. I don't care about what your family did. Okay, your family's doing fine. Okay, what about my family? What about other people's families? Talk about what they're going through, their struggles, their trials and tribulations. So that's why sometimes I was thinking all day. Yeah. And I also thinking about the day I started hating Easter. Really? Yes. What happened? Okay. It was one particular Easter. I wake up, I got my Easter basket, I was all happy, blah blah blah. I got eggs, I got, the peeps, the jelly beans and all this stuff. But I got this beautiful big chocolate bunny. And I was like, oh yes, 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 yes. And knowing me, I just wanted to sneak a piece. So I ate the ears. Yeah, I ate the ears. And my sister said, put that rabbit up. We're going to the movies a little bit. Okay. Oh, good, good. We go to the movies. And it was a movie I didn't want to see, but I'll tell you that in a minute. I put the rabbit in the freezer, in the back of the freezer, behind the peas and the frozen mixed vegetables. It was well hidden, well hidden. So I get my clothes on, and my sister's friend drive us to the movies. Went to see this movie called Chinatown. I mean, this is '70s, so and it was kind of boring. To me, it was boring. I fell asleep, and then when it was over, and everybody waking me up, oh, time to come and go, time to go. Oh, okay, okay. I just want to go to the movies because it's the movies. So by the time I get back home, and now just want to eat a little piece of my bunny, I look at it, and only the base of the feet was still left. What? The base of the feet was left on the bunny. What happened? My mother ate most of the bunny. I'm like, what the hell? She had a chocolate attack? Under my sister. What's going on? Well, you still got some left? I don't want that. I was mad. I just went in my room. I was just sulked. And I said, man, fuck Easter. Damn. And I said, I don't even want to be bothered with Easter no more. Anybody talk about it's Easter time? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about no eggs, no candy, especially no damn chocolate bunny. And that was the day. I think what was that? Oh man, it was like 75 or 76 that I hated Easter. And to this day, I hate Easter all the time. The commercialization of Easter. The pimping of the candy. Putting all false narratives of why we celebrate Easter, and which is a pagan holiday. But don't let me get you started on that one. All right. So, I learned what Easter was truly meant to be. It was a celebration of the resurrection of Christ. And that's when I started learning about the story. On the third day, Christ, risen from wherever he was placed at, to start his mission anew. Yeah. So yeah, I learned about that, and I denounced Easter. I personally denounced Easter. I'll say it just as a jest, Happy Easter. But nowadays I just say Happy Resurrection Day. Okay. Yeah. But now we have 420, which is so unusual. Any stories about 420? Well, in a way, the time I started smoking weed was in my 20s. I was about 24 years old, and I was with my roommates. Now, I never partake on marijuana. I didn't believe in it. I didn't mind the smell. It smelled pretty good to me, but I never wanted to partake on it. So it was one day. It was snowy. Everything was kind of closed or whatever. I went to the store beforehand, before the snow had fell. But when my roommate Dennis, he was in his room, and he and his my other roommate Red, they was in their room smoking some weed, watching a Cheech and Chong movie. Yeah. So I just knocked on the door. I said, "What y'all up to?" "Hey, nothing. Just watching the Cheech and Chong." So I said, "Oh, let me check it out." So I sat on the bed, and it was like, I just looked at him. I said, "Yo, let me get a hit of that." He was like, "Yo, you?" I said, "Yeah, let me get a hit." It's I. So the first time ever I took a hit of some weed. Now, I smoked cigarettes before in my early teens, so this is somewhat similar, but weed wasn't as poisonous as nicotine, and I felt pretty good. And we laughing, watching the movie and stuff like that. So I got the munchies. So I went to the store, so I said, "Yo, I bought some stuff from the store," and it was like, boom. We started snacking on some stuff, cooking hamburgers and whatnot. And so that was the first time I partaked on marijuana. And I became a weed head for about, until I became like 26. And after 26, I stopped. Yeah, you just stopped. Yeah, cold turkey, I just stopped. I mean, it just didn't suit my purposes anymore. I mean, I don't mind what other people smoke it, but it did me justice for that amount of time, and that was it. Man, yeah, you're more disciplined. Yeah. So, what about you? Well, I was from a farm on Mississippi, and my father, he celebrated Easter because of my other little sister. Oh, okay. Yeah, he did it for me, for her, not necessarily for me. He know I don't believe all that Easter crap. Okay, I understand. But he was definitely into the Bible. Ah, all right. Yeah. He always reinforced that you got to read the word. Read the word. The word will set you free. Understand the word. And if you got questions, ask the right people. Oh, okay. But, when Easter time come, he didn't even celebrate Easter like that. He'll celebrate, like I said, he celebrated for my sister. He did my sister Happy Easter and gave her hard-boiled eggs and decorated eggs and stuff like that. The candies, and the chocolate bunnies and stuff. For me, he'll definitely go with me to church, and we spent the time at church. Oh, okay. Now, when I was raised with my father, we didn't know about no 420. Yeah, exactly. That's probably before your time. Yeah, I didn't know about no 420. But he always called them funny cigarettes. Well, hey, how's Elroy doing? Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. He's staying with his parents because they got a knock on the door. It was some ICE agents because his parents were undocumented. Really? Yeah. So he had to stay at his parents' house, and he answered the door, and the ICE agents came and was like, they're looking for such and such. He said, they're not here. Said, who are you? My name's Elroy. And they accosted him and told him about, well, you got your identification? He said, fool, right here, fool. Wow. Yeah, damn, that's some shit. Yeah, so they getting real aggressive because they looking for his parents. He said, you're not sending my parents no damn El Salvador. So he's staying there just to make sure they're safe. So understand that. I said, whenever everything's good, come back because we miss you. He said, all right. But I can understand that. You want to protect his parents. Yeah, his parents never wanted to get citizenship. Well, his grandparents were undocumented. Yeah, damn. And they just never wanted to get wow, that don't make no sense. I know. But what you gonna do? Elroy is real protective of his parents, in which a lot of these people who are getting deported, their sons and daughters should be protected of their parents and worry about themselves because, you know what? I don't want to talk politics right now. I've been talking politics for a long time. I took a break off social media for a reason. I want peace of mind right now. Even though there's too much havoc going on around the world, I need peace of mind. And this Sunday was supposed to be a day of reflection and having inner peace. Yeah, I understand that. I understand. But I'm good to hear that, a little change of pace. Yes, that's definitely what we need. And so with that note, I'm going to cut this short and end this show. All right. I have been your host, DJ Forever Play, with another episode of what the fuck? Episode number 48. We do this every Sunday, so you can always rely on the episode until we may take another hiatus. I don't know. Yes, WrestleMania weekend. Yeah. How was that? They said the first episode Saturday was mediocre, but it was the main event that took the cake. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on with the second day, Sunday. I'll check out the reviews and whatnot. Yeah, okay. But nothing can be perfect. Yeah. So where people can find you? Well, like I said, I was on Twitter. I'm still am somewhat, but I'm more on Blue Sky. DJ Forever Play 69. Yeah, so it is real live over there. Real liberal. Everybody can say what they want to say. Don't have to be worried about your account getting locked out or suspended. So I love it over there. And I got over 600 followers. Damn, 600. Yeah. Damn, that's a lot. Yeah, it's more than I got on Twitter in the most short amount of time. In less than 2 months, I got over 600. It's like 605 or something like that. Damn, that's nice. So a lot of people can hear your opinions. Exactly. That's what I wanted to have. That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my opinions, and people like it. If they don't like it, they don't have to, do nothing. That's the case. I chat with some people. People respond to me. They agree with me. It's very liberal. I enjoy it so much. So no MAGA haters, or they'll definitely get their ass chewed out. And I enjoy it so much. But I also have to take a break. I just, I get into it and I lose track of time, and I just had to get away. I just went no social media. I've been just Netflixing all day and then thinking about certain things for the rest of the day. Yeah. Alright, man. Any place else? I'm still on Spotify. My two podcasts on Spotify. And my YouTube channels, of course. Check me out on YouTube. Just do a channel search for DJ Forever Play, and all of my channels will come up. Boom, boom, boom. That's about it. I'm trying to be more restrictive of where I'm just popping up at. I don't really be on Facebook much at all. I try not to be on Instagram too much. I don't be on Threads. It's just, a lot of these big businesses, they just drive on just gathering information, and they're not really meant to do much good with your information. So I don't be on there. So that's that. Yeah, I understand. But thank you everyone for joining us on the next episode. It'll be Sunday. And on number 50, I might have a big surprise. So that'll be the Sunday after next. Yeah. Because this is episode 48. 49 will be Sunday, and next Sunday. And then after that Sunday, number 50. The big 50. And I might have some surprises. Might have a special guest. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I talked a little bit, and they said they might be able to do it. Cool. Yep. But thank you. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. That helps us, and also the algorithm. And send me a comment just to let me know you're out there and sharing your opinion. Have a great day, a great Easter, a great Resurrection Day, and a great 420. Puff, puff, pass. Yes, puff, puff, pass. Goodbye, and take care. Goodbye.